If you look at the graph of youth unemployment since 2008, you see most EU countries being around about the 20% level of youth unemployment. We now have 62% in Greece, 58% in Spain, and many other countries where youth unemployment is heading up rapidly. Every single European summit, and this last one in particular, there are new initiatives to deal with youth unemployment. And those initiatives take the form of new bureaucratic, Quango-type organisations being set up with budgets administered by civil servants. I think they've got it wrong. It's excessive bureaucracy and the eurozone that is causing youth unemployment, and it will not cure it. So frankly, they're vacuous words. And I don't even think that the people in this chamber who are big EU supporters believe it, because for the first time this year, we had Mr Van Rompuy and Mr Barroso in the chamber, and yet less than 5% of MEPs turned up to listen and engage in the debate. And that says an awful lot. It's just words. It doesn't mean a thing. If national governments were able to do their own homework, but actually, if we look at it, the euro is a Brussels creation. All the rules on carbon emissions and the obsession with global warming, that all comes from Brussels. And employment legislation, nearly all of it comes from Brussels. So in many ways, the member states can make things slightly worse. And that's true. France is a very good example of taking employment legislation and making it even worse. But in the main, Mr Barroso can't have it both ways. He's in charge. The Commission of the Government of Europe, they make 75% of the laws that affect member states. So the reality is, actually, he's trying to shift responsibility for this failure, and I don't think it'll work. Well, it's amazing. Whatever the EU does, it doesn't diminish its appeal for the political classes right across Europe. If you ask the Swiss politicians, they join. Many in Norway would join. And this is the phenomenon. It's power and money in Brussels, Luxembourg and Strasbourg, allied to career political classes out to do well for themselves. And in the case of Croatia, an 800-year campaign, 800 years, to seek independence, and in 1991 they've got it, and now they've sold it. They've sold it. Last time they fought to get that independence. Goodness knows what'll come in the future, but this has been done with very little enthusiasm in Croatia.